The Samsung Galaxy A16 5G is promising you 6 years of software update, and that is something even some expensive flagship can't offer you. It has a 50 megapixel primary camera, a Super AMOLED display, and 5G. I haven't seen any phone around its price category that has 5G and seems to be more of a complete package. It looks like a phone you can't ignore, but here is everything you need to know before you remove your hard-earned cash and buy the Galaxy A16 5G. For starters, I bought the phone for 280,000 naira, and inside the box you are getting the phone, a SIM card ejector tool, a USB-C to C cable, and some documentation. Samsung has removed chargers from the box for a while now, and I don't think it's coming back. You can get the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus, Tecno Spark 30 Pro, or even the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G as alternative. I also plan to compare the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G with some of the phones that I've mentioned in this video, and you can also let me know in the comment section which phone you want me to compare it with. Also, while you are down there, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when I finally upload any of the comparison videos. My model of the Galaxy A16 5G has 4 gigs RAM and 128 gigs of storage space, but there is a variant out there with 6 gigs RAM and 128 gigs storage space. It will perform much better than the variant that I have with me here. There is even a model that has 8 gigs RAM and 256 gigs storage space, but I doubt if it is going to be available in Nigeria. The RAM type on the Galaxy A16 5G is LPDDR4X, and the storage type is UFS 2.2. The Galaxy A16 5G comes with a plastic finish at the back and it's glossy. You can see the fingerprint stains at the back. The moment I took this phone out of the box and my hands came in contact with it, it was already getting stains. My color here is blue black, but there are other color options. Regardless of the color you go for, all of them are glossy. Some of them are just better at hiding the fingerprint stains than others. The frame is plastic, and we have a side mounted fingerprint scanner that also doubles as an unlock key. If you double click the unlock key, you can open the camera or maybe have an app open depending on what you map it out to in the settings. The side of the unlock key is also raised to make it easier to access that particular place where the buttons are. You get a SIM card slot by the left side, and it supports dual 5G SIM cards or a SIM card and a memory card. We have a single downfiring speaker at the bottom, and it doesn't sound great, and Samsung has also decided to take away the headphone jack as when compared to the Galaxy A15 5G. The phone is curved at the edges, making it comfortable to hold in the hand, and there are 3 cameras at the back that we'll talk more about before the end of this video. One thing I will say is that Samsung has perfected this design. Even though it's a budget phone, it feels kind of premium to hold in the hand. It also has an IP54 water splash and dust resistance rating. Overall, the build quality is solid, but the design remains the same. Only minimal changes in terms of how thick it is when compared to the Galaxy A15 5G. For the display, we have a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED screen that is bright and sharp. We have a 90Hz refresh rate on the display and 1080p resolution. The colors on the screen are popping, and I have enjoyed watching Netflix movies on this display. And because of its size, gaming is also quite enjoyable. You get the option to choose the refresh rate in the display settings, but I doubt if you'll do that. The 90Hz option makes rolling more enjoyable on the display, and you should just leave it like that. There is also the extra dim feature that lowers the brightness all the way down. This is really helpful when lying down and you want to sleep. You don't want the brightness firing down in your eyes. That feature is really useful. The display is flat, and your hands can reach every corner of the display. You also don't get always on display feature, even though this is an AMOLED screen. I don't know why Samsung decided not to give us that option. There is double tap to wake and double tap to lock the display. One or two things that I don't like about the display is the bezels around it, especially the chin at the bottom. The U-shaped notch is outdated, and it seems Samsung is not ready to give up on it, even though we don't like it. You can also stream videos at up to 2K resolution on YouTube, and colors are great. The display is great, only the bezels and camera cutouts are my problem. The phone is running on Android 14, and One UI 6 is the user interface. Samsung promised 6 years of software update, which means by 2030 this phone will still be running on the latest version of Android. We'll wait and see. That said, One UI is one of the best Android screen out there, but it's not on full swing on this phone. You're also not getting some features like the native screen recorder that we are used to. You need to search in the Google Play Store and download a third-party screen recorder app if you want to record the screen of this phone. Another thing I love about the user interface is the color palette or wallpaper theming. You can see how the apps match the wallpaper, except for a few apps that are not taking advantage of the feature. I don't know why some Android developers just choose to overlook some of these things that just make the phone a bit more enjoyable. There are a lot of things you can customize in the settings, and the software is one aspect where we have to give it to Samsung. The interface is clean, although I was quite surprised that came pre-installed on the phone and I wasn't expecting it. I had to remove some of them. Overall, software is an aspect that Samsung has locked down and you can't find it anywhere. 6 years of software update is unheard of on a budget phone, but I feel it's not even at its best on the phone right now. Time will tell us how the software will hold up. Let's see, maybe by 2026, 2027, if the software update will still make this phone as fluid as possible. When I hear 5G, I just expect a phone to perform great. We have the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 powering the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G in our region, but elsewhere you are getting the Exynos 1330. Performance is okay for everyday usage, but when I tried gaming, it wasn't as smooth as I wanted. Call of Duty Mobile was running on medium graphics and high frame rates, and it wasn't really smooth. The lag were obvious, and I wouldn't recommend this phone for gaming. Like, this phone is not for gaming. Don't buy the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G if you want to play games. Maybe go for other options. In fact, I find the Helio G100 on the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus to be a bit more sufficient in terms of gaming. It opens up app fast, but there are times where it feels like it stutters. Maybe because I'm using the model with 4 gigs RAM. Performance is okay and it can match any phone within its price category. There are 3 cameras at the back: a 50 megapixel primary camera, a 5 megapixel ultrawide lens, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. By default, you're getting 12 megapixel pictures, and you have to select 50 megapixel option in the camera app if you want to get higher quality photos. Using the 12MP option, I'll say the pictures aren't as good and it lacks consistency. The 50MP option gives you better images with details and sharpness, and that's what I use the most to snap the pictures that you are seeing in this video. You can't zoom in or do any other thing when you select the 50MP option. You get the 10x digital zoom when using the 12MP option in the camera app, and you can see the zoomed pictures here. The ultra wide lens is not as impressive as the main camera, but you get some details as you can see with this picture. For macro shots, I prefer getting close up with the main 50MP camera rather than the default 2 megapixel sensor. For selfie, I would say it's good depending on the lighting environment, and here are more pictures from the camera. This is a video with the main camera of the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G. Let me know what you think about the video quality in the comment section. The audio I also listening to is coming directly from the camera. I would like to know what you think about it in the comment section. This phone can only shoot 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it doesn't have optical image stabilization. Let me know what you think about the video. The battery here is 5000 mAh and it can last you a complete day on a single charge. The battery life is consistent with what we have seen on other smartphones around its price. The Samsung Galaxy A16 5G supports 25W charging speed, but you need a Samsung PD charging brick, which can be rare to find. Your charging brick at home might not even support power delivery, even if it charges at up to like 120 watts. It is just a way to spend more buying a certified Samsung charger. Other phones around its price have faster charging speed, but I don't see charging speed as a deal breaker. Let me know in the comment section if charging speed can actually stop you from buying a smartphone. While the Galaxy A16 5G is a decent phone with the promise of 6 years Android update, which is unheard of at this price category, it still has a bit of flaws. There is no perfect phone out there. The stereo speaker at 90Hz refresh rate might be deal breakers for a lot of people, because at this price point there are a lot of phones that have 120Hz refresh rate and they feel much more better to use. What else would you like to know about the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video.